Hey all my crafty friends, who's ready to start some Christmas crafting? I know I am. I will be trying my best to put out at least 4 videos per week until Christmas, and I think you will love what I have in mind. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my Christmas videos, and if you want to be notified when I upload a new video, just hit the bell notification. Merry Christmas! Look at this adorable Christmas sign made using Dollar Tree items, Hobby Lobby ribbon, and my Cricut. It would look perfect on any wall this Christmas season. I will be selling this in my store. If you are interested in purchasing the completed sign or just the pre-cut vinyl, I'll leave a link in the description below. This was a simple craft. I used a silver charger from Dollar Tree and I painted it with Rust-Oleum white flat enamel paint. Then I used my Cricut to create the cutout. I weeded and then transferred it all to the charger, making sure I had it centered. I painted matte Mod Podge over the entire charger. I used this clear shelf liner by Duck as my transfer paper. I've been having a lot of problems with transfer paper not wanting to stick, so I picked some of this up and I will tell you, it is the best thing since sliced bread. I'll add a link to the description for this product just in case you want to try it out. Then I took some Dollar Tree natural nautical rope and hot glued it around the edge of the charger, starting at the top center. I would simply add some glue, then hold the rope down in place. I found a few places that didn't stick too well, so I went back and added more glue and held it down. And I did burn my fingers a couple of times. I used my scissors to cut the extra rope off the top, and I think it's time for a new pair of scissors. I created a loop and hot glued some of it to itself. I held it in place for a moment. Then I cut off the excess rope. I found the top center and glued the loop onto the charger. I used some buffalo check wire ribbon I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. And believe it or not, but I actually found this exact same ribbon at Dollar General today for $2. I took the ribbon and made 2 loops about the size of my hand, then tied them together using a piece of twine. I hot glued the bow to the charger and fluffed it up until I liked the way it looked. I then realized some of the rope still wasn't glued down, so I did a quick touch-up. And voila, I was done. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be putting out new Christmas videos from now until Christmas Day. If you want to be notified when I upload a new video, simply hit the bell notification. In today's video, I will be showing you how I made this custom order Christmas sign. After I was finished sanding, I sprayed rubbing alcohol onto the sign and wiped it down with a rag. This helps to remove all the sand dust from the wood. I then measured and found the center of the sign and made a mark with a pencil. You want to know where the middle is so everything is centered and not lopsided. I started placing the vinyl on the sign, keeping in mind where the middle was. Some of the pieces were large enough that I didn't use transfer tape, but other pieces I had to. And now for my little secret. When I do any vinyl sign, I always place a thin cloth on the item and use my iron. This helps the vinyl to stick better and gives the piece more of a hand-painted look. After the first try, I still didn't like the way the vinyl was laying, so I ironed the sign again. It's funny that I'll use an iron on my signs, but I'll toss a shirt back into the dryer 3 or 4 times to get the wrinkles out. I really hate to iron. You really can't tell it on here, but the vinyl has actually melted into the creases of the sign. This is what gives it more of a hand-painted look than just sticking the vinyl on. This is what the final product looks like. I hope my customer loves it as much as I do. I may have to make another one just for myself. Leave me a comment if you have any tips or tricks when it comes to making vinyl signs. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be publishing a lot more Christmas crafts in the weeks to come. If you want to be notified when I upload a new video, just hit the bell notification. Hi all my crafty friends, and welcome to Designs by Gaddis. I went to Dollar Tree today and purchased these 2 little Christmas trees. As you can see, they are pretty scrawny when you open them up. But just wait and see what I do with them for just $5. I just love the way they turned out. After I took the trees out of the boxes, I realized they looked like Charlie Brown Christmas trees. So I had to find a way to make them look fuller. While I was at Dollar Tree, I picked up a pack of wired garland ties. Why? I really don't know. I just thought they may come in handy, and now I'm glad I got them. I fluffed the tree out as much as I could and then started filling in the bare spots with the garland. I took a piece of garland, wrapped it where I wanted, and then twisted it twice around itself to secure it. I used an entire bag of garland on this one tree. I did this until I was happy with the way it looked. And see what a big difference a little garland fluffing can do? I then took this little box I got from Dollar Tree for another project and cut down some floral foam so it would fit in the box. I took the legs off the tree and then just simply pulled the end of the tree off and stuck it in the floral foam in the box. I started fluffing the tree out a little more until I was happy with the way it fit into the box. As you can see, I had a little helper decide she wanted to join me today. Meet Princess. She thinks my work table is her bed and she wants me to leave her alone. She also likes eating the Christmas trees. I found some brown burlap ribbon I had left over from fall, so I cut it down and placed it on top of the foam in the box to cover it up. And yes, Princess is still trying to help, or rather, trying to figure out how she can destroy my little Christmas tree. I had a small pack of LED lights from Dollar Tree, so I got them out and added batteries to make sure they worked. They did, so I went ahead and used them on the front of the tree. I hid the battery pack in the box and covered it up with the brown burlap ribbon. Here are the two trees side by side. What a difference a little garland and lights can do for a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be hand making all the ornaments for this tree. And I know you don't want to miss a minute of all the Christmas fun we are going to be having here. If you want to be notified when I upload a new video, simply hit the bell notification. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this adorable tiered tray Christmas gnome using a mini beer bottle. I painted the bottle with white paint and let it dry. The bottle I'm using is actually a Corona Mini, but any mini bottle will work for this project. I took a pair of slippers that I got from Dollar Tree and turned them inside out. I wanted to use the furry side for the gnome. Then I stuck the beer bottle into the slipper and I used my Monvic glue gun to secure the slipper to the bottle. I cut the slipper from the bottom of the bottle so it would be able to sit flat without leaning. And I added glue to the bottom to secure the little bit of fluff that was around the edge. I took a large wood bead and placed it at the middle rim of the bottle. This is going to be my gnome's, this will be his nose. After many failed attempts of creating the hat, I finally figured it out. I used a buffalo check dog bandana I also got from Dollar Tree. I wrapped it around the top portion of the bottle and then cut it down to the size I needed. I turned the bandana inside out and glued it down the seams. After letting the hot glue cool for a minute, I turned the bandana right side out and started messing with it. I put it back on the bottle just to make sure it was going to fit the way I wanted it to, and it did. I decided to put a white pom-pom at the end of the hat to give my gnome a Santa vibe. Before attaching the hat, I had to remove the nose that I had glued down earlier without thinking. That's why you see a hole in the white fur. I began cutting down some gray yarn for his beard. I probably cut about 25 to 30 pieces of yarn. I glued the yarn down around the nose and face area. This took quite a while to finish since I was gluing each piece of yarn individually. Now it's time to add the nose and the hat. I put the hat on first and let the ends of the yarn stick out from under the hat. I then glued the nose at the top middle of the face. As you can see, this gave my little gnome a mustache and beard look. I thought that was cute. I haven't really seen any gnomes with a mustache before. He needed a bit of a trim, so I trimmed the beard around the bottom. I found a couple of places that needed extra yarn, so I went ahead and added that also. I continued to trim his beard until I was happy with the way he looked. And this is how he turned out. I continued messing with his hat until it was just right. This is the completed beer bottle gnome along with a couple of his friends. They are also stinking cute. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will have a lot more Christmas videos coming out, and I know you don't want to miss any of them. In today's video, I will show you how to create these book stacks that everyone has fallen in love with, and this adorable little gnome. I created both of these for less than $5, and you can too. So stay tuned. I used these 3 books from Dollar Tree. I was able to find books with covers so I can use them for several different projects. I took the covers outside and spray painted them with white Rust-Oleum flat enamel paint and let them dry. While the books dried, I cut out the Christmas saying on my Cricut and weeded it. If you need these for your project, check the link in the description. After the book covers had dried, I placed them back on the books. I then took some twine and wrapped it around the books about 4 times and tied it on the top. My camera wasn't recording when I did this, and apparently the lens was a little dirty too. Sorry about that. I guess I will need to start looking at the camera before I start recording a video. I used this buffalo checked wire ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby and created a simple bow and tied it in the middle with a piece of twine. And then I glued it to the top of the books. Now it's time to add our vinyl letters by simply using some transfer tape and rubbing them onto the spine of the books. And here are the books completed. They are so stinking cute. What do you think? Now that the books are complete, let's move on to the gnome. I used a bag of beans and a fluffy black sock from Dollar Tree for the base of the gnome. I pushed on the bag of beans until I got a small hole in the middle for me to hot glue the sock into the bag. I used a small round wood piece I had from a bag I got from Dollar Tree and added that to the middle for a little extra support and to give me somewhere to hot glue the yarn. I used scrap pieces of white yarn to create the gnome's beard. After cutting all the yarn, I tied everything together with a double knot and glued it to the wood in the middle of the sock. I used an old shirt for the hat. I folded under the cut edge and ironed it down on the inside. The only part I ironed was around the edge where the hat would sit on the gnome's head. I wanted the tail of the hat to stay wrinkled. I turned the hat inside out and applied hot glue to hold everything in place. After turning the hat the correct way, I glued a Dollar Tree large white pom-pom to the end of the hat. I then added the hat to the top of the gnome and hot glued the back so it would stay in place. For his nose, I used another piece of wood and hot glued it in the middle. You can leave your gnome just like this, but I felt like he needed something else, so I decided to use some of the sock I had cut off to make little legs and feet. If you hate getting burnt with hot glue, I would not recommend this part. I burnt myself too many times to count, but I think it was worth it. I think both of these turned out amazing, and I love how his little legs hang over the side of the books. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, just click on the bell notification. Today I have a super simple Christmas project. This hand towel and beaded towel holder are perfect for any kitchen Christmas decor and is so simple to make. It would also make the perfect Secret Santa gift for a co-worker or a gift for a friend. I used a gray and white hand towel from Dollar Tree, red beads from my broken garland, pieces from one of Dollar Tree's Christmas ornaments, and my Cricut. I didn't have any brown iron-on material, so I decided to just use vinyl for this video. I would suggest using iron-on material so the towel can be washed. The first thing is to string your beads onto some twine until it looks like the size you want. I used a total of 19 beads on mine. After all the beads were strung together, I used a skewer and added E6000 to the middle of the last bead on each side of the circle. I wanted to make sure it was nice and secure. I had this leather snap-on bracelet that I thought would work perfect. It had some little purple beads, so I just cut them off. I placed the leather bracelet in the middle where my twine crossed and applied E6000. Then I cut off the excess twine on both sides of the bracelet. I thought it needed a little something else, so I went through my stash and found a Dollar Tree ornament I have another idea for. So I removed the Christmas greenery from it and used it here. It took me several attempts to figure out how to arrange it, but once I did, I simply used the floral wire and wrapped everything around the little extra bit of twine on each side of the leather bracelet. This could be used as an ornament on a tree or a wreath, but I wanted something for a Christmas towel from my kitchen. Next, I needed to make the towel to hang on the beaded hanger. I used this gray hand towel from Dollar Tree and found a cute little kitchen Christmas design. I didn't have any brown iron-on vinyl for the gingerbread man, so I just used regular vinyl for the video. I suggest using iron-on vinyl so the towel can be washed. While I was getting the vinyl onto the towel, I realized I was missing a letter. Oh look, there it is on my finger. I just simply pulled it off and put it back on the transfer paper. I then rubbed the vinyl onto the towel. For the next step, I ran an iron over the vinyl a few times to help the vinyl stick to the towel. And this is the completed project. I may even try creating this again on one of the white tea towels that I have. I hope you enjoyed this project and come up with some ideas of your own. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, hit the bell notification. In today's video, I have this super cute and super easy rope Christmas tree tutorial. I just loved putting this together. You will need a canning lid or something round with edges, 4 skewers from Dollar Tree, a bead that the skewers will all fit in, and of course a hot glue gun and sticks. The first thing I did was to hot glue all 4 skewers into the bead at the top. Then I just pulled the skewers to the side and glued them around the lid, and it looks something like this. You will also need some rope. I got this from Dollar Tree. I started by gluing the rope to the bottom around the lid. And then I added hot glue to the skewers and started wrapping the rope around it. I had to use 2 packages of the rope from Dollar Tree to completely wrap the tree. You could make the tree shorter by simply clipping the skewers shorter and only use 1 rope. Once I got to the top, I cut the rope and pressed it into the space so it was flush with the rest of the rope. And this was the final look. I just loved it, and I can't wait to incorporate it into my Christmas decor. In today's video, I will be making these cute little joy bottles that can be added to your Christmas decor or given as a gift. I will leave a link in the description below where you can purchase the complete set or just the pre-cut vinyl for this project. The items you will need for this project are 3 bottles painted white, 2 wide ribbon in the color and pattern of your choice, 3 some twine, and 4 a hot glue gun. I used one of the bottles to measure the ribbon and then cut 4 pieces of ribbon to that length. I was using a wired ribbon and I just didn't like the way the wire was laying on the bottle, so I simply pulled the wire out of the top and bottom of the ribbon. This made the ribbon easier to work with and fold the way I wanted around the bottle. I did this with all 4 ribbons that I had cut. I then placed the ribbon where I wanted it on the bottle. I folded down the edges of the ribbon and then used my trusty hot glue gun to glue it to the back. I did the same step with all 3 bottles. And this is how they looked after I added the ribbon. So now I had to cover up the top of the bottles. I used some twine from Dollar Tree and started just below the bottom lip of the bottle. I added a little hot glue and started wrapping the twine around until I'd reached the top. When I got to the top, I added a little more hot glue and cut the twine off, pushing the tail of the twine into the hot glue. I continued doing this until all 3 bottles were completed. And this is what they look like. I used my Cricut and cut out the letters for Joy using a Ray Dunn inspired font from DeFont. I just love this font and try it on everything. I didn't use transfer paper. I simply pulled the letters off and placed them in the center of the ribbon on the front of the bottle. I wanted to make sure I was keeping the seam in the back. It was a little tricky applying the letters, but I think it would have been harder if I would have used transfer paper. After looking at the bottles, I decided to add some twine around the bottom portion of the bottles also. I started applying the twine right at the edge of the ribbon, making sure I started it on the back side of the bottle. I applied hot glue and wrapped the twine around until I got to the bottom of the bottle. To finish it off, I used some Christmas tree greenery from one of Dollar Tree's Christmas ornaments. I'm going to be using the ornament itself in another video, but I didn't need the greenery for what I have in mind. I picked where I wanted the items to go on the bottles and simply hot glued everything into place. And this is what the bottles look like after I completed them. They are ready to be added to some Christmas decor. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading more Christmas videos and you know you don't want to miss any of them. If you want to be notified when I do upload a new video, just hit the bell notification. Merry Christmas! And as always, thanks for watching.